Well, hi, my Aquarian collective sun, moon, rising signs. How are you? Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this full moon to new moon next December 2019. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and really happy to be reading for you today. Welcome, welcome. My subscribers, welcome back. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. And if you are new, please do like and subscribe. I'm making my way to 1,000 subscribers so I can do super live chat and a little ditty called Drunk Tarot. Did a video on it the other day. It's in the description box explaining all of that jazz. Kind of fun thing that we'll do every now and again for entertainment purposes and no edit function clarity. Other than that, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new to my channel, please know that this is a general read, right? Please check your other signs. I always do at least sun, moon, rising for zodiacal series, throwing in the occasional Venus sign for relationship stuff, Mercury for Mercury retrograde, etc. So don't try and make it fit, right? You'll know by the response in your body, how your body feels. It's really how intuition usually presents itself. First is in some sort of bodily reaction, right? Like you just kind of feel it, the energy in the body one way or the other. It's usually not your read if it feels very like boring, like meh, flatline, right? Not so much. So don't do the mental gymnastics, not necessary, my air signs, to try and like see it from 8 billion different perspectives to make it fit. Just go check your other signs. It's probably just not your reading this time. Like that Capricorn read was, you know, had the vampire archetype fresh in my mind. Just did. It's like that wasn't for everybody. Be surprised how many vampire archetypes are on the planet though, right? So what else? Please remember to breathe as we do this, right? Because every time, well, you're going to breathe anyway, but every time you're conscious about your breath brings you into the present moment, a little bit more focused. Also, because I'm deliberately, consciously breathing as I do this, it brings us into vibrational sync so that the chi and the prana and the grace and the guidance that I'm bringing through on the inhale and then flowing out of me as the reading itself, you're tuned to that same flow. And that's so Aquarian. Yeah, so just remember to breathe. All the decks that I'm reading are in the description box below, as well as my book, Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. Marked it down for the month of December from $24.95 to $14.95 so that you all could check it out. I think you'll find it helpful getting through the holidays and into 2020. That book saved my life. I was writing it at this point last year. We launched it at Yule, I think, the 20th this year. It's the 21st of December. So just for the month of December, $10 off. Don't have to do anything, just buy it at the sale price. Cool, cool. I think that's about it. Let's get down to biz. Please breathe. Because a What Do I Need read is like a daily oracle card or something like that, you know, a daily rune, a daily tarot, but just to kind of ask, what is it that I need of the divine? That's why we're using 5 divination systems, 1 card each, to get an overview for you, all based on what it is that you need from this full moon. Well, it's in Gemini, but it goes void, of course, the same moment it goes full, so you might as well say it's in Cancer, as far as any energetics after it hits full, to new moon in Capricorn. And by the way, it's new moon on the 26th, which means 23rd, 24th, 25th, what's called dark of the moon, the lowest part of the cycle, is over the Christmas holidays. Could be tricky, right? So please breathe. Here we go. Let's find out what you need this full moon to new moon next. Ah, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please, what is the dominant archetype that we can get from the Caroline Myss archetype card set deck for this Capricorn, Aquarian collective? Sun, moon, there you are, rising sign for this full moon to new moon next. What is the dominant soul power, the dominant archetype they are dealing with within themselves, another, or in this situation for this waning moon? full to new, December 2019, thank God. The hero archetype, which is funny, the hero archetype is the dominant archetype in my 11th house, which is ruled by Aquarius because, well, actually it's my 7th house because I am Leo rising. So I actually have the hero archetype already connected with the zodiacal sign of Aquarius. So this might well be a message for me as well. I will keep that in mind. We're going to go back to that card. I pull it first so that we have a beginning archetype to look at in its light and shadow, but the other 4 decks are going to give us some clarification because you can dive headlong into an archetype and spend hours in interpretation. Easier to get a little bit more clarification. So let's do just that with the angels. Breathe. Oh, my angels, please, 1 card in clarity for this Aquarian collective, sun, moon, rising sign. What do they need for this full moon to new moon next, considering we've got the hero archetype, the hero's journey? It's a big deal on the planet right now because we're all heroes on the journey, but for one sign in particular to exhibit it through that card is interesting. So my angels, please, what do they need? What does this Aquarian hero need for this full moon to new moon next? Ooh, emerging. So that might very well mean that the hero or the heroine in you is emerging, either in the shadow or the light. We will get to that, and I think that's why I like these Healing with the Angel Oracle cards, Doreen Virtue, so much, because it's like one word, right? Like a true Oracle card, like just like one clarifying word. Where with Tarot, again, like no end of interpretation. So let's ask the daughters of the moon, the voices of my goddesses and gods. For me, that is Athena and Heracles. Please, my goddesses, my gods. 1 card in clarity for this Aquarian collective. Sun, moon, rising sign for this full moon to new moon next. What do they need? Please clarify, please clarify, please clarify. What do they need, considering they've got the hero archetype with emerging? Please, what do they need? 1 card in clarity. Well, the moon. We've got only 1 tarot card in the 5 that we're doing, and we're looking at a major arcana card. So definitely one of the intuition. Now, people will say, oh, secrets. Sure, but everything's a secret to us in 3rd dimension, moving through the hallway of the 4th in order to access the higher self. The 5th dimensional unity consciousness. That's where we come from, the higher dimensions. Of course we don't know stuff. Of course we have to keep things secret to ourselves. Otherwise it's not a game. It's not a movie. It's not an enjoyable movie if you know how it ends. If you know what every twist and turn is going to be. So what are we given? We are given the intuition. We are given the internal voice, the divine yin, right? The divine feminine voice of intuition. Not just the gut, but the mutterings of the soul, the impulses of the truth of who we are, more through feeling. Now, there is a difference between feeling and emotion, just as there is a difference between intuition and emotion. And what I love about this card, Yemaya, if you are familiar with the Orishas, it is at the ocean where the full moon casts its path, right? Its ray of light right at your feet wherever you walk, which has always been to me since I am a Pisces moon. I love the ocean. I love living on Long Island. That the ocean's never that far away, South Shore. But the path is always under our feet. But sometimes when you're standing by the water at a full moon, the path is revealed. So the path is always there. Can we feel it? And since we're talking about the hero and the hero's journey here, we're looking at the intuition, the internal voice, as emerging, as dominant with this card of emerging. The path is emerging. It's always there, but the path is emerging. Very cool. Let's ask the masters with the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. Baby, Love Pack. I'll stop saying that eventually. Love, baby, that's where it's at. Yeah. Knock a little louder, sugar. Breathe. Oh yeah, I'm hearing it's going to take bravery. It's going to take heart. It's going to take courage. A lot of heart stuff for you Aquarians. Please, my masters, 1 card in clarity. As we breathe together for this Aquarian collective. Sun, moon, rising sign, hero archetype. What do they need for this full moon to new moon next? We've got the hero archetype, we've got emerging, and we've got the card of the moon. Yeah, Maya, please. What do they need? A card of clarity, please. What you need is to look at the problem. Now, what's the problem? What's the problem? Can you see the problem that has emerged as part of the path? Because what hero's journey doesn't have problems? Day one, hero hears the call, says yes to the call, walks around the corner, comes back home, journey over. No problem, no conflict, no demons, no dragons, no descent into the underworld. It's just running errands, really, right? What's the problem? What's not fitting? What's supposed to be working that's not? And that can be, of course, in your situation, to find all sorts of different ways throughout the next 2 weeks of a waning phase from full to new moon. But do you understand that without the really? They've been giving me this metaphor forever since I've been a teacher. It takes a grain of sand in the belly of the oyster to make a pearl, right? So a grain of sand in the belly of the oyster, the belly of an oyster is a sensitive thing. It's a problem, it's an itch, it's an irritation, that around that grain of sand, that irritation, layer after layer of calcium builds the pearl. So out of the problems in our lives, even Eckhart Tolle says, in the now we have no problems, we have situations, right, that are here to help us grow. And that is really the truth. Everything that happens to us, both what rises on the inner or on the outer, is here to make us better, but on a soul level. Everything's here to help us, but the ego doesn't like it, right? And the ego doesn't have to like it. It's part of the divine plan. But this is about the hero's journey you're on, which is about more the soul power of the hero than the ego getting what it wants. And yes, there are times on the hero's journey where the ego does get what it wants, and oh my God, it takes such credit for it. But when it doesn't get what it wants, it either tries to destroy itself or blame everybody else, and really, neither is true. It's all part of the divine plan. It's all part of the hero's journey, right? So what is the problem there? We are going to ask the higher selves of all involved to speak to us through the Whispers of Love Oracle, which I find to be an extremely helpful oracle deck. Most oracle decks are like cutesy and whatnot. This one is actually, I find, very, very helpful. So please breathe with me, my Aquarians. Oh, the higher selves of all involved, please. One card in clarity for this Aquarian sun, moon, rising sign. What do they need? What do they need on this journey, this hero's journey of emerging the moon and some problem in play for this full moon to new moon next December 2019? Please, higher selves of all involved, one card for this Aquarian. Be willing to express love. When we express love, we begin to receive more love. Now, that is very much definitely divine masculine, right? The divine feminine can feel the love, can germinate the love, can generate the love, can, to an extent, radiate the love, but tends to be more like receptive. Here, come let me hold you, right? Where the divine masculine is that express the love, put it out there, put it out into the world. Even the idea of the water bearer, there is a masculine tendency there of the water. Even though water is a feminine element, Aquarius is an air sign, masculine element. So be willing, make the choice, willing, throat chakra, be willing to express. And that might be some of what the problem is. So let's look at this heroine archetype. In the shadow, every archetype is lead and gold, shadow and light. In the shadow, escapism and a false sense of heroism. Now, look, you can identify what a false sense of heroism is for yourself. For myself, it's somebody who sets up the problem, then comes in and solves the problem. It's like, it's totally a fucking setup. It's like somebody who sets the house on fire just so that they can go in and put the fire out. That's not great, right? But with that escapism, look, every hero denies the call when they first hear it, right? Star Wars, first movie, New Hope. Sand people, that's all I'm going to say. If it's still a fucking spoiler at this point, why haven't you watched it yet? But then eventually hears the call, right? Really kind of has no other choice, right? So we all escape, try and escape from the hero's journey, because it is not for the pleasure of the personality and the ego, it is for the development of the soul. Joseph Campbell. Do some research. Read some Joseph Campbell, Power of Myth, Hero's Journey. You get what I'm saying. Forever young, I want to be forever young. The light attribute, passion for a journey of personal empowerment. If you can go through this waning moon, right, from full moon to new moon next, taking that power of the full moon and really being passionate about that journey, right? A passion for a journey. This is the action family of archetypes. Let that emerge. Let the hero in you say, well, see, people confuse the hero archetype with the rescuer or the avenger. They're different. The rescuer archetype is actually a member of the healing family of archetypes, and the avenger is about balancing the scales of justice. The hero, really, more Heracles is the Greek version, did his 12 labors not to be a great guy about it, but to get his divinity back, a personal path of empowerment. So it doesn't mean you have to be narcissistic, but if you can get that the path is emerging a bit clearer, to follow your intuition, not your emotion. Your emotions are up here. Yes, keep your heart open. Be a blessing upon the world. Be sweet, be kind. May your hero's conduct be in alignment with your highest virtue. So important for a hero to, otherwise you're a villain, right? Easy enough to slip into villain. You got to be deliberate to be a hero. It's like everybody's default is on villain until they learn and grow, right? We're all narcissistic until we grow up. But then again, of course, get that there are going to be problems on the path, but that problem seems to be about a willingness to express love. Now, it does say on the card, when we express love, we begin to receive more love. As we sow, so shall you reap. What you release returns to you. We know that. That's not new. Law of cause and effect, law of karma, law of resonance, whatever you want to call it. Law of attraction, law of distraction, flaw of attraction. But make this part of your hero's journey, because remember, you can express love silently. You can do it through prayer. You can do it online. Like, so whatever the problem is, be the hero in disguise. Don't make a big deal. Like, don't run into the bathroom just for the cape and the boots, right? You know, just silently, may you be blessed. May you be blessed. Silently talk to the soul within the bodies. We're all divine. We are all divine at our core. I love you. Blessed be. Blessed be. Blessed be. And of course, if a highlighted intuitive moment appears at a party, with your family, by yourself, on the road, whatever, where an act of heroism is called for, you're going to be Johnny, or if you like, Janie on the spot there. But it will be an expression of love. It will be truly of your light. And it will empower you in a way like nothing else usually does. And I will say that for myself. I do a lot when I'm in public, these tiny little acts of grace and kindness. I know it's a little cliche, it's a little this time of year. But even to make a barista at Starbucks laugh, I made one of them just crack up behind the register. I mean, it's the holidays, right? And oh, I know what I was getting, because I have a Verissimo machine, and I only like Sumatra pods, and like they're one of the few stores around me that has them, but they have them in a drawer. I was like, I couldn't find it because I'm hoarding, because I was just in there the day before. I go, well, you know, I admit I'm hoarding your stuff. And she says, you're not hoarding, you're collecting. I said, that's right, collecting is just hoarding with money. And she lost her shit laughing behind the register. I had a good time, the other baristas were laughing. That was like a heroic moment, because you could feel it's Starbucks and it's the holiday and there's a line of people, and what? I took an extra 10 seconds to make them laugh. That was like a hero's moment. I flew the fuck out of there, went shopping at Stop and Shop, and was just a delight to all around. Came back home and made the videos I made yesterday. Took clients, right? So you really have the opportunity to step up as a hero, but be willing to express love. It doesn't mean you have to get down on your knee to everybody. I know you're an air sign. You want to be everybody's friend, so be friendly. Be that loving hero, that open-hearted, kind, sweet, courteous being as you walk the intuitive path, which means if your gut says, I know we always go that way, go this way, it might be your next assignment, my hero. And watch as the hero emerges the moment a problem shows up, as you're willing to express love with a passion for your own personal empowerment. Some pretty hot shit, my hero. Thank you so much for watching. May the Aquarian collective sun, moon, rising signs be blessed with all that they need this full moon to new moon next to be the heroes that they truly are when the world is so very much in need of them all. Cool, cool. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe, help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Drunk Tarot. Go read my description box. There's some good stuff down there. Cool, cool. Wishing you the very, very best and blessed of the holiday season. And of course, this full moon to new moon, winter solstice, whatever it is that you celebrate, wishing you the very best of it all. But for now, my air signs, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed, blessed be.